Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today's review, it's going to be a dandy. Okay, so I just like to warn everybody, don't ever do this unless you really know the person that's a really good friend of yours. So today I'm going to do a lawnmower makeover, and it's my buddy next door, and she's my neighbor. And she's been using this lawnmower for years and years and years and years. I'm going to show you this lawnmower where it is in their backyard. And I'm going to drag it over here and I'm going to do a makeover on it because you know what? She has actually proved that if you never maintain something, it'll keep on going sometimes. And in my books, no, you have to maintain stuff, right? You got to change the oil. Never change the oil on this. It's an air-cooled engine and apparently it's running on water. And I'm going to show you that. And you never clean it. And when you're finished with it, you just dump it out in the backyard and you leave it there year after year after year, rain, snow. Like, it's unbelievable. I don't understand how this machine keeps on running, but we're going to take a look at it and you're going to be amazed, as much as I am over all these years, how it's kept running. So let's take a look at the machine, where it is in the backyard. I'm going to drag it over here. I'm going to put it up in my lift and we're going to see what this thing actually, well, what it's been running on. Let's take a look. Now, my friend has gone to work today, so I know she's not going to be back for hours. But that's her machine right there. And she's been running it for the longest time, just like that. So we're going to take a little bit of a closer zoom in look here. And man, that has got to be the dirtiest, greasy looking machine I've ever seen. This has been running for years and years like that. Now, I want to zoom in a little more here. You see the gas cap there on the bottom? I want you to go to the other side of the mower. Yeah, that's where the oil dip tube is. It's been sitting there like that for years, never changed the oil, and I don't know how this thing keeps on running. I mean, look at the air filter box here. She's got at least a couple of pounds of mud sitting on the bottom of it. I don't know how this thing keeps running. We're going to take a look at it, see if there's actually any oil in there or if it's just running on water. Okay, so I got it on the lift here and give you a real good close-up of this mower. I mean, have you ever seen somebody with a mower with that much dirt just caked in there? And she only uses it as a bagger. And so, okay, so take a big swing around here and yeah, there it is right there. Now this oil cap has been off for years. She's never changed the oil on this, and she's had this, like, I'm going to say, well, a lot of years. And I don't know what's in here. And I've asked her before, I said, like, you just can't have this open. The rain and the water and the snow and everything's going to go inside there. Well, if it works, leave it alone. And it's been working. So I'm going to have to rig something up for an oil cap. I'm going to have to look and find out how many ounces goes in this machine, because it's a Briggs & Stratton Platinum series here. So it's an oldie. You could tell by looking at it, it's an oldie. So, but it's a goodie, you see. Apparently it's been running with about 4 pounds of dirt. And I'll tell you something, I've mentioned it to her before. I mean, come on, I could barely fit my finger underneath the deck. She cuts the grass right down to the bark. So let's tip this over and let's see. I'm not even going to try and start it because I don't want it blowing up on me if I start it up, right? So I'm going to tip this over and let's see what kind of oil comes out of this. Okay, you ready? Let's take a look and see what happens here. Okay, have to get this tipped over just right. Okay, I don't see anything coming out. Come on, there's got to be something in there. Let me just try this again. Now really, absolutely nothing? I don't know about that. I mean, how does this thing run? Okay, so what I'm going to do now, give you a little bit of a tour of the underside here, see what it looks like. And yeah, take a look at this blade back here in the undercarriage. Now there is a bolt on the bottom that I can take out for the oil. And I'm going to have to take that out because there's no way that there is no oil in that machine. Because she uses that all the time. She bags the leaves in the fall with it. And I don't see nothing coming out. So let's go on to the next one. Okay, so here's the underside. And here's the bolt you can take out, the drain plug you can take out. And yeah, like oh man, like I mean there's nothing sharp on this anywhere. I really don't know what to say, but I'm going to take the blade off, take this bolt out and see what's in there, because I don't know, how does this machine run? It's got no oil in it, and generally every time I tip a machine over like that, I'm getting some oil coming out, and I'm not getting nothing. So let's take this off, let's take this bolt out, and let's see if any oil comes out. Okay, so let's take the blade off here first. Yeah, like well, this is one of these butter knife sharp deals. Okay, so let's take this bolt out right here, and let's see what happens here, because this is where the rubber meets the road right there. Okay, so what I got to do now is I got to tip it upside down over top of that pan. So I'll do that, and then we'll come back and see what comes out. Okay, you ready? It's been sitting there for about a half an hour, and let's roll it over and let's take a look and see what's inside. Okay, well, there was some oil in there, and I'm saying that that's not the best looking oil I've ever seen. Let's take a little bit of a look at it here, and let's see how good this oil looks. Oh yeah, that's pretty greasy looking oil, I'll tell you what. That's never been changed in its life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the oil cap back on. I'm going to sharpen this blade, put the blade back on, and going to measure how much oil was in this, because I looked at the specs and it's calling for 20 ounces of oil to go into this engine. So I'm going to bring you back, and we're going to pour the oil in. We're going to clean this thing up a bit, then we're going to take a look at the oil filter. Okay, so I put the oil plug back in, and I sharpened that blade like the best I could. It was all beat up like you wouldn't believe. At least now it's a little bit sharper. We'll put it on the hoist. I'm going to take all that mud off it, and let's take a look at the air filter, and then we'll put the oil in. Well, I got the deck cleaned off as best I could. Generally I would put some degreaser on it and wash it down, but the water's all turned off this time of year. And let's just take a look at this air filter. Wow. Okay, wow. That is unbelievable. Like, I mean, I couldn't sleep looking at something like that. So I don't know if I've got an air filter for this, but I'm going to take a look. But I tell you what, that's some nasty looking filter. It's a wonder it even starts. Okay, that's the best I could do right there. I didn't have an extra filter around, but Yeah, I blew it all out and scraped it all out. That's the best I could do. I'm just going to put it back in like that. So let's get to the oil here and let's pour the oil in. Okay, the spec for this engine, and this is a Craftsman 700 series, it calls for 20 ounces. So let's put the 20 ounces in. Oh, you know, I think that thing is plugged down there. I think it's plugged solid. Okay, let's put something down there and let's see let's see why it's so plugged. Okay, you ready? Guys, that is full of something right there. I'm not too sure what it is. Okay, I'm gonna have to get some needle nose pliers, and I think it's just plugged with grass. So let's take a look. Okay, let's try one of these and let's see what's in there. As I suspected, the whole top is full of grass. No wonder there's no oil coming out of this. Look at that. That's what happens when you leave it sitting there like that. Wow, look at that. What the hell is that? Okay, I think that's about it. Okay, you know what? I'm going to pour the oil in as it is. Clean this thing up. Holy crap, no wonder the oil didn't come out. Okay, let's get on with pouring the oil in. That's better. I mean, I wonder if that was saving the engine from filling up with water. But you know, when that dip tube gets full of water, it's got to seep down in there. Okay, so I'm going to finish pouring that oil all in there. And then I'm going to have to figure out some kind of a plug for this on the top, so that grass and debris and water and everything doesn't pour in there. Because I don't think this thing has got much life left in it anyways. So let's get on to fabricating a plug for that and clean that mess up. Okay, I found a piece of this ABS here. I'm just going to cut off a little hunk of this. Going to stick some tape on the top of that, and that's going to be the cap, because I'm not going to spend a lot of money on this, but that should do it. Let's take a look and see what that looks like when it's finished. Well, that's it. That's the green cap right there. Just a little bit of a press fit, and I'm sure she's going to notice when she sees this. So let's get on to the oil here and let's see how much oil was actually in this machine. Okay, so right there at the top was the 20 ounces that I filled in. And let's see how much was in here. So that's it about there. Maybe another half an ounce with the sludge on the bottom here. But how many ounces is that? Looks like 8.5 ounces. So that was enough to keep it running. Okay, I got the garage door open, and of course there was no gas in it. I had to put some gas in it. So I want to see if this thing's going to actually start right now. Okay, I was looking for the same thing you were, to see if this thing was going to vibrate out. But it doesn't look like it's going to vibrate out. So I think it actually needs another cap on top maybe, because you could see that the oil is going up in here and bouncing around. So I'm going to have to actually maybe just put like a rag in here or something to stop it from bouncing up, because the oil is coming back up. You can see how the oil was kind of pounding up there. So I mean, it was plugged before. So I mean, I don't think I'm doing any harm here. And I leave a little bit of room for air along the side. And we'll put that on like that. And you know, that's about as best that we can do for this poor mower. We're going to put that mower back where it was. And we're going to find out from my neighbor when she goes to, I guess, pick up all these leaves in her backyard and everything, is next time she uses it, well, see if she notices the green cap or says something, because I'm telling you what, the one thing I learned about this video and the engine that's on that is just incredible. So let's get to that right now. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, this is about half the required oil in that engine, and what came out of that plug was just unbelievable. That was just nuts. So there's one thing I would say is a lot of people refer to them engines. Now that's a Briggs & Stratton. They call it Briggs & Scrap Iron. Well, I'll tell you something. I've had great success over the years with Briggs & Stratton engines. And, you know, I don't call them scrap iron at all. Leave me a comment down below if you think Briggs & Stratton engines are just a piece of junk or something. Because I'll tell you something. That engine is well over 10 years old. Never been serviced. Never been maintained. Never had the mower blade sharpened on it. Never had the oil change. And, wow. And it's been left out in the open like that year after year with the water and the snow and everything just dripping inside. Till eventually there was so much leaves and grass clippings and everything that was plugging that hole up. But I tell you something, when I looked at it, like we just had rain recently, and you know, some water's got to be going down there, because I didn't see no water coming out. So it's got to be going somewhere. Maybe the engine's just burning it up when it gets hot. But that engine is pretty much indestructible as far as I'm concerned. So thanks for joining me here today, and come back again. If you haven't seen this channel before, you're welcome to subscribe and see some more interesting things of interesting kind of stuff that you may not see on too many other channels. And you know, I found today just mind-blowing. You know, that pulling all that crap out, just mind-blowing. Guys, come back, eh? Cheers.